Okay, here we pick up. This is day 2. If you want to listen to it all like day 1, you certainly can. And what I did is I talked about this problem being that the equation was already done for you. This is the distance they wanted to give you. This was this was her rate, and this is her time. So she knows what she skates at a constant speed of 20. Remember, the sign is always minus. And by the way, this is an equation because we want to equal 40. But as we go through this, we find out that we have this absolute value right here. So as soon as we have absolute value, we have to write not just the 40, but the negative 40 because we have two sides of 0. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to subtract 100. And I'm going to subtract it right here, and I'm going to subtract it right here. I'm kind of nervous about this because when I subtract here, I get negative 60. Then I bring down, of course, my negative 20t. And I don't subtract here, I actually add and get negative 140. And I'm nervous because I have these negatives going on, but that's okay. But time, remember, can't be negative, so I'm kind of nervous. So I go ahead and I divide, but look what I'm dividing by. And look how perfect this comes out. When I divide right here, and I go ahead and cancel this, I get 3 right here. And on this side, I get, right here, I get 7. So the time it took her to skate, and we don't want the negative here, we want the negative here, right here. 3 and 7 seconds it took her to skate. And why? Because it could be both sides. She could be faster or slower. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the next one, and down here it says the manufacturing company makes boxes of crackers. You know, I don't care what type of cracker they are, but when you sit there and look at the weight of the container, look what it has to weigh, 213. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to put that inside my absolute value. And then it says when they inspect the box, and here you can see quality control inspects the box, it varies weight-wise by 5 grams. And if it's too light or too heavy, it gets sent back. So when we talk about this, allowable weight would be between that 5. Okay, and why do we use our less than sign? Because remember, we're going to be a sandwich. We're going to squish it together. So I'm going to start off by saying I'm going to be greater than 5, and I should say above by 5 and below by 5. And you can see what I'm going to do next. I'm going to add the 213 onto the top side and get 218 for the first weight. I'm going to add 213, but I'm really not. I'm going to take off the 5, and I'm at 208. So acceptable weight here would be between 208 and 218. And I think you can see that the range is 10 grams if you want to think of it. Well, that's because it's 5 on the top and 5 on the bottom. And some of you are going to get really good at doing that. I'm going to scroll down, and I'm going to get to my next problem here. And hopefully you're doing okay seeing this. This is where a food manufacturer makes pasta. And look how big the box has to be. But not every box weighs exactly 32. We have this again. This is what we want it to be. But acceptable is to be, again, at most, and when we say at most, that means it has to stay below 0.05 ounces above and below. So here's our inequality. And again, we want to sandwich it, so that's why we use this symbol right here. And so I'm going to start off, and I'm going to put the W minus 32. And I'm going to put the above by 0.5 here and below by 0.5 here. And I think you can see what I'm going to do. I'm going to add the 32 here, and I'm going to add the 32 here. So really, I'm taking off 0.32 on the bottom side. So I'm going to be at 31.95 on the bottom for a weight. And at the top, I'm going to add it on. I'm going to be at 32.05. So I'm going to be above by 0.5 here and below 0.5 by here. Okay, so let's try another one. Actually, I only have 3 for you today. I'm sorry. But what I want you to do right now, this is what we've been concentrating on. How are you doing solving absolute value inequalities? How are you doing solving and graphing them? Remember, equations are just going to have 2 points on them. Okay, but inequalities are going to be, again, where you might have to go above. For ors, I should say, so that you have ors. And ands might be a squish together. Okay, where you have to do both. Okay, so kind of think about that. So fill that out at the beginning of the hour and then work on your packet the rest of the time. I believe right here, you guys are going to do a Quizlet. So you're going to be hopefully opening that and doing your review Quizlet. Okay, so with that being said, have a great Thursday. And don't forget, you have a test on just 3.7. It's actually an assessment. So Sorry, I'm writing on my board like the market gets louder. On Friday. And look under your parts right there. We might even have some other Quizlet things to help you warm up. But we're going to stop there and have a great day.